So I've spent yet another day playing Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, and I have to put it down, and I have to review it for you guys, even though I could happily keep playing this game for an eternity, and that's the way it was engineered, and it's so freaking cool to finally be playing this game, even though it's been delayed a couple of times. It's finally here in our hot little hands, and I've been loving this reacquaintance with Advance Wars. Now, the original Game Boy Advance games, I actually took a look at the original one, are both classics that can be eternally replayed as well, and they were sprite-based, of course, made by Intelligent Systems. Way Forward is the company that had the responsibility to modernize everything, drop it into a brand new 3D gameplay engine, and make it look pretty on a 16:9 screen for our Nintendo Switches and our modern TVs, and they did a good job. The one thing that I've got to say off the top is that I'm not shocked by the visuals of this game. I'm not, like, blown away by the stylistic choices. It seems to be a safe choice overall in terms of updating the visual statement of Advance Wars. All the COs are there, all the cartoony COs, all the different unit types that were in the Game Boy original, the tanks and the APCs and the choppers, the landing craft, all of the different battleships, all of those cool different units that you have strategic control over have all got that nice cartoony look, that super accessible, friendly look, even though they do cause a tremendous amount of devastation within the game. And there definitely is that direct correlation where what you're seeing on the Switch is kind of what you remember in your mind's eye of what the Game Boy games look like. And of course, everything was chunkier and more sprite-based and pixely on the Game Boy Advance. But those original games really popped off of that tiny little screen. And so there was a lot to kind of live up to visually with this new game. And I think it does an okay job. I do wish that it looked a little bit cooler and had a couple of more exciting new additions to the look of the experience. But honestly, just like with the Game Boy Advance games, it's about the play. It's about that strategic chess-like experience, whether you're going up against the AI in the game and trying to take down the different campaigns, and of course you got these two massive campaigns, or you create your own custom map and you can play it by yourself against the AI, or you can play against other people locally, or you can play against friends online. This is a game that just delivers so much freaking fun in its play. It's about outwitting your opponent, it's about outthinking your opponent, trying to figure out what their move is going to be and what units they're going to be pulling out. Sometimes it's not about jumping into the battle, sometimes it's about holding back and taking control of your cities. Because the way that this thing plays out is you've got this battle map and everybody's trying to take over different cities and add as much to their coffers as possible. And sometimes, not on every map, on some maps you will get these factories that you can build new units with, whether they're land, sea, or air, and then you take your units out and you try to take over as much of the battlefield as you possibly can, which sounds incredibly simple, and in some respects it really is, but it also has the depth and that addictive quality that we find out of board games like checkers or chess or Risk, and it's so freaking hard to stop playing, even when you get trounced by the opponent. I found that in the campaign mode. There are certain missions where the difficulty ramps up and you're like, what the hell? How am I supposed to get past this mission? And you try a bunch of different combinations and you die over and over again and you have to restart over and over again. It doesn't lose its luster. It doesn't lose its pull. That's the secret sauce of the Advance Wars franchise. There is just this innate intelligence in the way that it's all crafted that really draws you in and really makes you want to be better and to excel with the strategies. And so you're constantly trying these different unit types. You might throw in a medium tank to kind of block a bridge, or you might have some artillery and rocket shells firing from a distance. You might send up a battle chopper and hope that none of their anti-aircraft guns come and take it out. And all of those cool animations happen too, the sort of cartoony animations when the unit types go head to head and you see jets fall out of the sky or subs get sunk, and it's all really slick and enjoyable. And just the fact that there's a map builder in this game so you can just keep making your own custom maps forever and ever. This is one of those games for the Nintendo Switch where you're not going to play through it in a weekend and get all that there is to get. You're going to be playing this for years. It's an incredible game, or a collection of a couple of games, and something tells me that Nintendo's going to take their sweet time bringing Advance Wars 1 and 2 to the Game Boy Advance collection on Nintendo Switch Online, because those classics hold up, you know. I think it's an interesting comparison to go back and forth, but it's still just as fun to play those originals as it is to play Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot. So this is a game for the super fans like myself out there that love Advance Wars and are happy to see its return. You know, it's been in the shadows of the Fire Emblem franchise for a long time because Intelligent Systems has been having so much success with Fire Emblem, but Advance Wars was always just as fun as the Fire Emblem games. So it's cool that it's back. This game really honors all of us that have loved Advance Wars, but it's also for people that dig strategy experiences like Fire Emblem, like Final Fantasy Tactics. Maybe you really enjoyed Live Alive or some of the more recent ones, Triangle Strategy, and you think, oh, okay, I want to try my hand at something a little bit different. This is different. It sort of boils all of the strategy right down to its roots. It's very easy to kind of look at the screen and know exactly what this is all about, but it also challenges you in some profound and incredibly rewarding ways. So Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot is an excellent addition to any Switch library out there. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10.